This weekend is going to be one of the most important weekends in the history of La Liga, because if Villarreal or Atletico de Madrid or Real Madrid made a mistake this weekend, then that mistake is going to follow them till the end of the season. In this video, I am going to give you guys all my predictions for La Liga fixtures that are set to be taking place this weekend. Remember, this is already La Liga Matchday 16, and ahead of La Liga Matchday 16, FC Barcelona is topping the league table 4 points away from Real Madrid. That is 40 points in 15 La Liga games that have played so far this season out of 45 possible points. Then the second spot is occupied by Real Madrid with 36 points. So this weekend is going to be a crucial weekend, and all games that are going to be played this weekend, especially Barcelona against Osasuna, Real Madrid against Alaves, these are games where they must win. Bro, if you have not been following La Liga right, at this point in time, you have to follow. I'm going to give you guys all my predictions, and if this is the first time you are coming across the channel, just be patient, watch the video with me carefully and tell me what you think about all my predictions that I'm going to give in this video. Remember, I'm going to give my predictions, my expectations, and my analysis for all the games. But before that, let us take a look at all the games that took place on Matchday 16. When you take a look at the games that took place on Matchday 16, Real Oviedo shared points with Mallorca 0-0. Villarreal won Getafe at home 2-0. Alaves won Real Sociedad 1-0. Now FC Barcelona won Real Betis 5-3, right? Athletic Bilbao won Atletico de Madrid 1-0. Elche won Girona 3-0. Valencia shared points with Sevilla 1-1. Then Espanyol won Rayo Vallecano 1-0. Real Madrid suffered a defeat to Celta Vigo. This was the most interesting La Liga game of Matchday 15, right? And look at the table. Osasuna won their game against Levante. Now let us take a look at how La Liga table is looking like after Matchday 15 ahead of Matchday 16. Looking at the table, you'll notice that FC Barcelona is topping the table, right, with 40 points. 40 points out of how many points that they have made so far this out of 45 possible points, because when they take a look at all the 15 games that Barcelona have played so far this season, they suffered one defeat to Real Madrid, suffered one defeat to Sevilla, and they dropped points against Rayo Vallecano, meaning Barcelona gave away 8 points this season. And this game that they are going to play this weekend against Osasuna is a game must win. Real Madrid is occupying the second spot of the table with 36 points, and when you take a look at this Real Madrid team, the boys are not looking serious again. It is not like the Real Madrid that started off the season. There is Villarreal 35 points. Villarreal have played just 15 games, meaning if they play the game at hand, right? Sorry, we're heading to La Liga Matchday 17. If they play the game that they have at hand, then it is going to be very, very crucial. Remember, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico de Madrid, and Atletico Bilbao have one game ahead of other teams because of the games that are coming up in the next days ahead, right? There is Atletico de Madrid 31 points in 16 games. There is Espanyol 27 points in 15 games. There is Real Betis 24 points in 15 games. And when you go through the table, you will notice that Levante is occupying the bottom spot of the table with 9 points in 15 games, right? There is Real Oviedo with 10 points in 15 games. So that is how the table is looking like. And now when you take a look at all the fixtures that are set to be taking place this weekend, guys, like I said, if this is the first time you are coming across this channel, right, make sure you watch the video and tell me your own predictions, because I'm going to be very clear and realistic with my analysis and predictions. The first game is going to be that of Real Sociedad versus Girona. This game is going to be played on Friday, and this game is going to be an interesting one. Yes, it is going to be an interesting one, because when you take a look at the last games of Girona and also the last games of Real Sociedad, they have not been good. And my predictions for this game is simple, right? I think both teams are going to score in this game. Yes, this is a Friday game, and when you take a look at the history of La Liga, right, almost all the games that are played on Friday, though it is something that does not happen all the time, almost all La Liga games that are played on Friday, both teams always score. So my predictions for this game is very simple. Both teams are going to score in this game. And now when you take a look at the games that are going to be taking place on Saturday, the first game is going to be that of Atletico de Madrid versus Valencia. Remember, Atletico Madrid suffered a defeat to to Atletico Bilbao in their last La Liga game. So this game is a game must win for Atletico de Madrid, that already occupying the 4th spot of the La Liga table, 31 points in 16 games played, behind Villarreal with 32 points, 15 games played. So Atletico Madrid needs to win this game. And my predictions for this game is very simple, right? I'm going to give Atletico de Madrid a straight win in this game. They're playing a game at home. There is a home advantage, but with the likes of Julian Alvarez, I think the guy is going to do something in this game. And when you take a look at Atletico de Madrid last 2 La Liga games, they suffered a defeat to FC Barcelona, suffered a defeat to Atletico Bilbao. So I don't think they can afford to drop points again. Besides, they even won the Champions League game, so they, against PSV Eindhoven, they cannot afford to drop points again in this game. There is also the game of Mallorca against Elche. Now I'm going to go straight to the predictions in this game. I've watched games of Elche against FC Barcelona and Real Madrid. Remember, Barcelona won Elche, but Elche went and shared points with Real Madrid. Now they're playing this game away from home, and if they play the same way they played against Real Madrid, I can guarantee you guys that Elche is going to get a point in this game. But this is La Liga, anything can happen. So my predictions for this game is this: I'm double chancing the game, meaning one team is going to win. That is what I mean by double chance. At least one team is going to win. The game is not going to draw. Now FC Barcelona versus Osasuna. See, as a Barcelona fan, this is a big game, and I've been watching Barcelona games this season. I cannot remember the last time Barcelona kept a clean sheet. And in this game, I am not going to tell you both teams are going to score, just for the fact that Barcelona have been conceding goals. I know. When you take a look at all Barcelona recent games, they have won all their last 4 games, and all of those 4 games they consider goals in those games first. So this game against Osasuna is going to be a tough one, and my only advice to Osasuna is they should not score first. Osasuna, don't try and score first. Better wait for Barcelona to score first. You go and score second, because if you score Barcelona first, the game is going to end like that. Barcelona is going to win. If you score them first, that is going to be the only goal. So better wait for Barcelona to score first before you score. Even if you are given a chance to score, don't score yet. And my predictions for this game is this: I expect Barcelona to win the game, straight win. I'm giving Barcelona a straight win in this game. Remember, FC Barcelona won their game against Frankfurt, and this game again is going to be played in Camp Nou, and Barcelona have not lost a game in Camp Nou. They have played 4 games in Camp Nou. FC Barcelona returning to Camp Nou have been nothing but a blessing, because when you take a look at all the games they have played in Camp Nou so far this season, they won all of those games. The first game they played against Atletico Bilbao, won Atletico Bilbao. The second game they played against, was it Alaves or Atletico de Madrid, if I'm not mistaken, they won the games. And the first Champions League game they played against Frankfurt, also won the game. So Camp Nou have been nothing to FC Barcelona but a blessing. And this game between FC Barcelona and Frankfurt, to me, if I'm being honest with you guys, FC Barcelona is going to win the game easily, right? Osasuna have not really been good this season, because when you even take a look at the league table, right, you'll notice that Osasuna is occupying the 15th spot of the league table. So that is just to tell you Osasuna is a bottom league team. So I expect Barcelona to win that game easily. And in that game, I also expect Hansi Flick to make some rotations. Maybe give Ronny Badji a starting spot again in that game, give Rashford a starting spot in that game, and maybe rest some players, maybe Lamine Yamal and other players. So there is nothing I expect in that game than a victory. And my predictions for the game is very simple: a straight win. And when we move forward, you see Getafe against Espanyol. If I'm being honest with you, right, these 2 teams are 2 funny teams. When Getafe come and play a game against FC Barcelona, Real Madrid, Villarreal, Atletico de Madrid, or Espanyol, whenever they meet a big team, you see the difference. But when these 2 smaller teams come and meet, it is always a 50-50 something. So this game is going to be a tough one. And my predictions for this game is that there are going to be less than 4 goals in this game. Sevilla against Real Oviedo, 2 funny teams. I can still remember the victory of Sevilla against FC Barcelona before the October international break, 4-1, right? And since that victory, I've not seen Sevilla again. So they've just been managing. Now let me even take a look at the league table and see. When you take a look at the league table, Real Oviedo is occupying the 19th spot of the table with just 10 points, meaning they won just 3 games out of 15 possible games so far this season. And then where is Sevilla? When you move up, where is Sevilla? Where is Sevilla? Let me see. Okay, Sevilla is occupying the 13th spot of the table. So this game is going to be between 2 bottom teams. So it is actually going to be a tough one. And I expect both teams to score in that game. See, I like the way the players of Real Oviedo are attacking, and I also like the way Sevilla players are attacking. So I expect both teams to score in this game. Celta Vigo against Atletico Bilbao. See, this weekend was a very interesting weekend, right? I mean, the past weekend, Celta Vigo won Real Madrid in Santiago Bernabeu 2-0, and for 19 years they have not won a game in Santiago Bernabeu since 2006. And Atletico Bilbao also won their game against Atletico de Madrid 1-0. So this game is going to be a game between two clubs coming back from victories, right? So it is going to be a tough one, and we all are going to see only on that day who is going to win the game. But my expectations for the game and prediction is very simple. Both teams are going to play extremely well because these two teams are all European teams. Celta Vigo is competing in the Europa League, and Atletico Bilbao is competing in the Champions League. So I expect both teams to play well in this game. And my predictions, very simple. Both teams are going to score in this game. And then Levante versus Villarreal. When you look at Villarreal now, you look at ask yourself this question: where is this team coming from? Because they are just 2 points behind Real Madrid, and they have one game at hand. And if they win that game, they are going to be ahead of Real Madrid. They have 32 points. Real Madrid needs to be careful. Now, this game is going to be a tough one between Levante and Villarreal, because when you even take a look at the league table, Levante is bottom with 9 points. Out of 15 games that they have played so far this season, and Villarreal is occupying the third spot of the table. So this game is going to be a game between a top team and a bottom team. Who is going to win the game then? I am not going to tell you Villarreal is going to win this game because they are topping the table. No, because they are right up there on the table. No. What I think is going to happen in this game is this: Levante know that they are already in the relegation zone. They are bottom, right? And they cannot afford to drop points again. So this game is going to be a game where they are going to give their best to see if they can grab at least 1 point in this game. I think 1 point in this game for Levante is going to be a victory for them. So I know they are going to give their best in this game. And at the end of the day, I also expect both teams to score in this game. See, I have to be honest with you guys, right? It is going to be a defensive game because both teams are going to defend, but I expect both teams to score in this game. And now, Alaves versus Real Madrid. You see this game? I don't even know if on this day Xabi Alonso is going to be the head coach of Real Madrid. But the only worry about this game is the injury crisis in Real Madrid. I have to be honest with you guys, right? Look at how Real Madrid have been suffering with injuries in recent days. You don't get to understand anything because this game, they're going to play the game with just two defenders, Rudiger and Asensio. Carreras is going to miss the game because of a red card suspension that was given against Celta Vigo alongside Frank Garcia. The two of them were sent off, so they are not going to feature in this game. And look at the other players. Eder Militao is injured, Dean Huijsen is injured, Trent Alexander-Arnold is injured, Carvajal is also injured. So this one is not going to be that easy. And I don't know who is going to be Real Madrid head coach. I expect the coach, I cannot call the name, so I expect the coach to play his best 11 in this game. Maybe Tchouaméni can drop to the level of the defense. Maybe Raúl Asensio can play like a left back in this game. Tchouaméni play at the level of the defense with Rudiger. Then Valverde takes the right side. And then when it comes to the level of the midfield, there is Jude Bellingham. There is Adagola. Jude Bellingham, Adagola. Which defensive midfielder can they use in this game? There is Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Brahim Diaz. So I don't know. But at the end of the day, I expect Real Madrid to win the game. They have to give their best in this game and grab the 3 points. FC Barcelona is already 4 points ahead of them. And if Barcelona win the game on Saturday, Barcelona will be 7 points ahead of them before they play this game. So it is going to be a game must win. Now on Monday, Rayo Vallecano is going to play against Real Betis. The only thing I can remember about these two teams was Rayo Vallecano shared points with FC Barcelona, shared points with Real Madrid. Meaning Rayo Vallecano did not suffer a defeat against FC Barcelona and a defeat against Real Madrid. They shared points in all of those two games. And Real Betis suffered a defeat to Barcelona last weekend, 5-3. And look at how Real Betis played that game. They were not looking good because ahead of that game, they have gone for 8 games unbeaten. So I know it is going to be a tough one. And at the end of the day, I think both teams are going to score. This is a Monday game. Both teams are going to score. So that is my prediction. Guys, I've come to the end of the video. And before I end the video, I would like to hear your own predictions for some of the games. I know you can be a La Liga fan, but you don't support all the La Liga teams to be able to predict all of the games. So just give me your predictions for 1 or 2 games. You can be a Barcelona fan, Give me your predictions for the Barcelona game against Osasuna. You can be a Real Madrid fan. Let me know your predictions for the Real Madrid versus Alaves game. And if you are Atletico de Madrid fan, Atletico Bilbao, Villarreal, or any fan, let me know your predictions for any game that you would like to be watching in La Liga this weekend. And most importantly, if this is the first time you are coming across this channel, hit the thumb up to the video, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys until my next video.